And welcome to another edition of Digging History and Honoring the Sacrifice with James McCormick and Corbett Perkins. And as you can see, we've got on the winter growth now.
We always got the winter growth. You just decided to quit being a girl.
So we're having a good time out here. I guess everybody's just kind of the elephant in the room here is I'm wearing a jacket.
And I'm just stupid. It's so cold up in here you can honestly hang meat. I ain't joking.
Oh, but we're having a fun time though. Hey, look. So the whole purpose of our show is for us as veterans to go out and to do relic hunting, metal detecting, and we also do some archaeological work where we actually are going to be digging at a site in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, that we have permission. We're going to go dig down about 3 feet, and we're going to actually do a legitimate archaeological dig where we're going to shake through the dirt.
I'm making the Sift Boxes today, finishing them up today.
So tell them a little bit about the Sift Box.
If you've never seen a Sift Box, it's basically, it's just 2x4s, however big you want it. Mm-hmm. On 2 legs that are collapsible with 2 handles. And it's got 1/4-inch galvanized steel screen, and you just shake it back and forth after you dump your dirt in there, and you shouldn't miss arrowheads or anything like that. So, and I was with James the other day, and I've never found any arrowheads ever. And not even 5 minutes in that area.
I think
I had a handful. I had a coffee cup, styrofoam coffee cup full of Native American stuff, tools and arrowheads. So there's a lot more stuff for us to find down there.
You know, and that area is really unique because there was 2 buildings on this site. And one of the buildings was actually a theater, and the other one was a bar that was a speakeasy during the Prohibition days in the 1920s. People used to go there and drink their gin, and so I'm sure we've already found some interesting artifacts. We found 2 buckles. I found a bullet that I believe honestly came from the Battle of Point Pleasant, because that Battle of Point Pleasant was not just there at the site.
It was the whole entire area there.
Yeah, it was just huge. I mean, there were just
Dunmore's War.
So we're talking 1774. That's some of the older things that we're looking at. West Virginia has a lot of great history, and people will argue about this, but we're just going to go ahead and put it out.
Yeah. Are we going to touch that subject again?
Yeah, we're going to touch it. We're going to touch it because it's a West Virginia history.
Well, I'm just saying, I got
you got some haters
totally lit up over, and I didn't say it was true. I just basically pointed that out.
They say it was the first battle that of the Revolutionary War, 1774. Now, that's very possible because of the fact of the participants in that war. Now, or in that battle. Now, it wasn't the British regulars against the American Continentals. It was, however, frontiersmen, militiamen.
Along with their Native American allies.
That's right.
And I actually have 2, 3, 4. I have one great grandfather that was involved during that battle. William Morris, which happened to be the first white prominent settler here in what is now Kanawha County. So he was a part of that, and so was all of his sons. So
while we're out there digging, we're hoping to find, because here's what's going to happen. They're going to build something on that site, and it's going to be covered.
It's going to destroy
forever and ever and ever. Now, there was already 2 buildings that were on there for well over 100 years. So now we're hoping to be able to get out there and uncover some of the remnants of what was in that building, but more so to dig down below that surface for the things that have already been covered up since 1770s. Who knows what we'll find? I mean, we've already found remnants of a cobblestone road.
Well, that little metal toy leg. So that the rest of that toy has to be there because I guess the excavator, when they tore down those buildings, had to dig it up, or because it was laying on top of the dirt.
Same thing with the arrowheads and the pieces of pottery and the different things.
Oh, there's got to be more I
Oh
think
my goodness gracious.
me personally, it was either a trading post at one point in time, or they have a Native American has sat there and chipped the flint to make those, and possibly screwed them up and tossed them and started new ones. But there has to be a whole lot more stuff there, whole lot more stuff. It's just a matter of finding it.
And you know, so what we do is we find this stuff and we bring it to you. And I know we're going to talk about this shell that's in the middle of the table here. It's not live, so don't worry about it. It doesn't have a charge with it.
I think we're good.
We're going to put it through an electrolysis process and make it look really, really nice. And we're going to go into the history of that. But before we do that, we just want to remind people about why it is that we do what we do. You see, folks, this has become our therapy. So right now, both of us are Army veterans, you know, and a little bit about our history. We both served in combat in Operation Iraqi Freedom, and we both, you know, experienced some things over there that caused us, you know what I mean, to have to deal with life in a little different way. Corbett, you pointed out something. We was out there last week about, you know, getting people involved in this because you start to become more aware of the little things. Like you were able to recognize things.
To me personally, I don't want to share too much information, but I do take medication for adult ADHD. So, you know, you get these kids out here, or just grown adults, whatever, and you know this is out there. Where it's at, you don't know. So there's your fun in trying to find this bad boy. And then not only that, but like the arrowheads, you have to pay attention. You gotta focus, pay attention to notice. Oh, because I found that limestone rock that has that perfectly drilled hole in the middle of it. I would have walked right past it and not even thought twice about it. But I paid attention to it. It had a nice, perfect hole in the middle of it. So it has to be a tool, because Mother Nature don't make perfect holes in rocks. So you have to pay attention. And not only that, but it's the thrill of being able to, this thing, y'all don't know, but this would have been, James wasn't like 10 feet away from me when he found it, so he beat me to it. But that right there.
And probably not 5 minutes into the... Actually, this was the first signal that I got that day.
We parked, we got our machines and stuff out, and hit Byron's tree line, hit Byron's stuff, and boom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say 150 feet away from his house.
Yeah.
So and Byron Tucker was in the Navy, and then you got Clint Ridenhour, who was in the Army with me. And we got a guy coming on here before too much longer. It's going to be Kenny Carter. He was a medic in the Army. He never served in combat.
My sons have been out.
Yeah.
Your kids have been out. You know, we introduce children to this as well, because as he's talking about, you become more aware of your surroundings, and they pay attention to things. And let me tell you what else we pay attention to, is the amount of trash that human beings have absolutely, I mean, listen, this is on private property. I can't even imagine, but we walk and we go through other areas, and I notice that I'm looking down more and cognizant of the fact that, there's so much garbage that has been thrown out there.
I literally have a tote full of shotgun shell butts.
Yep.
Pop cans, pop tabs, nails, beer cans.
All kinds of metal of all sorts.
That's not counting all the pop bottles and plastic and stuff we find. So if you let us come to your property, I can probably guarantee you 98% that you will never ever run over another nail.
Yep.
Screw. There'll be no pop cans in your yard, or your property will be clear of all trash.
Because we take the trash too. So I mean and we do other things as well. We dug up rocks and stuff for people, and because people want to do that thing. And so again, you become aware of this, and you become aware of your surroundings. So that's kind of another reason why we do this. And we love history, so we study and we research, and And I'll tell you, we post pictures of this, and the first thing you get, where'd you find it? Where'd you find it? Where'd you find it? It's
Oh, wait, first, go back to the thing he was trying to point out about where we were going, where I caught flack about, was that some historians state that the Battle of Point Pleasant was the very first land battle of the American Revolution. Now, you take that however you want to. I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it ain't. I'm just pushing the information that I got out. You do your own research, because I do enough, trust me. So, yeah, you do your research on that. But
we got some cool underwater things, too, that are coming, too.
We have individuals, and I'm going to say here, I put it on the Facebook page, and I'll say it right here. Do not, and I repeat, do not ask me, James McCormick, Byron Tucker, or Clinton Ridenhour where we have found things. The only thing that I will tell you is that it is on private property. If we didn't tell you where it was at, then the landowner does not want you to know.
That's
and we give the landowners our promise. We will not specify exactly where we found our stuff, because they don't want you trespassing.
Yeah.
If you want to go digging with us, by all means, get a hold of one of us, and we will take you, but be prepared to be there all day, and probably until you can't see at nighttime, or it gets too cold, and pack you some dinner, because you're going to be there for a long time. When I go, I go.
Well, and even the kids are tough like that. I mean, we take our kids out, and they realize that we're going to be out there all day. So
I'll hear whining. I'm bored. We ain't going to find something. Can I play with the iPad? Well, we ain't got too much cell service out here, dummy. But yeah, whatever.
Well, let's get to this shell. This shell was referred to as a James shell. The James shell was used in the early part of the Civil War. It was used extensively around West Virginia in a couple of areas. The area where we found this at was an area in and around Nicholas County. Now, I will tell you, this was found on a private farm. It was found in a location that was supposed to be not in the direct line of fire. However,
we're finding the books that Corbett researches is not 100, not even 95% correct.
The maps are off. We're finding that they're way off. They're off by miles in some cases. But we look for things like, so we do a lot of satellite imagery, and we look. So we'll give you a little bit of advice on what we do. We look at satellite imagery. We look
handheld
at
GPSs.
Yep, handheld GPSs, your cell phone, all of those things. And we combine this technology. We talk about that. You know, I've got a drone we're going to put up. We're going to get an underwater drone that is going to be able to go down and look and see, because we've got big magnets. But instead of us throwing a magnet out at
a $90 magnet.
Yeah, we want to be able to land it on something that's actually going to pull it out.
And not get hung. We have to cut the rope to it.
That's
$90 right there.
That is absolutely $90 for that magnet.
That we bought ourselves. Nobody supports, no sponsors. So yeah, we'll be losing $100 worth of magnet.
So let's talk about this shell. The James shell. This particular shell.
1 year, wasn't
61 to 62.
I was going to say 1 year.
Yeah. And then they for some reason they didn't like it.
They said they didn't like them. I don't know.
Well, look here. I want you to look at this. This James shell is what they call a punch. A punch is a solid shot. So there's no explosive projectile in here. And I was very glad to find that.
Want it coming my way. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. It was used in counter battery fire because it was used to fire and take out the cannon. Now, if you notice, I want you to look at this ding in this round. This ding is interesting because what I know, something hit that. Something very significant
and
hit
it's a perfect circle too. That's the weird thing.
So I took a piece of grape shot, which a grape shot is about yay big around.
It fit in there, did it?
And it fit in there perfectly. So here's my theory. Because of the way we found the round, it wasn't pointed in the direction that we thought that it should be. So we believe that this is a Union-fired James shell that was firing at some Confederate artillery. It was pointed, when we dug it, it was pointed away. It was actually pointed back towards the Union. So I theorize that this thing, during this massive artillery engagement, if you look where that ding is at, was flying through the air, and probably a shell exploded and a piece of that hit it and drove it into the ground. That is what I theorize happened with that 11.5 pound piece of artillery right there.
Y'all can see that hole right there. Well, they switched on. There we go.
Yeah.
There's a hole right here. If this wasn't a solid shot, you can't really see it, but there's a crease right here that would unscrew, and you can shake it. You can hear all them little balls. All they are is bullets. 69 caliber bullets?
69 caliber round balls.
All packed up in there, but there's a little crease right here that would have unscrewed, and they would have stuffed this thing full of those musket balls, and it probably would have had a fuse somewhere in here.
There would have been a fuse attached here with a blasting cap, a percussion cap.
That's another reason. We're not a bunch of teetotal dummies. So just to let you guys know, well, Corbett and James out there running around picking up live ammunition. No, we're not. No, trust me, because when we found it, I was like, hold on now, before we do anything else, make sure that ain't got no fuse in it. Even though it's been in the ground 159 years, the gunpowder.
It can blow up.
It can, but where it's been so soggy and wet and stuff, I'd pretty sure. But just if you're ever out and doing something like this and you do find something like that, I know it's a big old thing to find something like that, but just be careful.
Take your time.
And if you don't want to call in, you can get a hold of one of us, and we can tell you whether it's inert or it's a live thing that you might want to have somebody.
Yeah, you'll
because you can send these off.
And they'll drill.
And they'll drill down in there, and they'll disarm it for you, and then they'll fill it back in. I mean, you'll still be able to see where they did it, but it's better to be safe than sorry, because you don't want this in the back of your car with your kids, and then all of a sudden that thing decided it want to roll around in the bed of your truck and smack something and blow all y'all up. So
yeah, so you got to be careful with these things.
You can always get a hold of one of us, and we'll take care of it for you, and you can have it back.
All of that information you can find on our site, on our Facebook page, and it'll be played on this. But in the meantime, we want you to enjoy some of the video that we've shot from the field this month, and there'll be much more to come.
This here, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to electrolysis it, and James can show you guys maybe next month. Maybe we can. I should have
bring it back in.
Yeah, and
we might have a few more.
After I restore it and all, James can bring it back and show you guys. And then if any of you guys have any questions about how you restore something like this, then give me a holler, and I'll help y'all out as much as I can. I'm not bearded knowledge of any of this stuff, but I will help y'all out on restoring your iron objects so they don't go to waste.
Okay, folks. So let's roll it. Watch some of our little hits from the field. James and Corbett here. We're getting ready to go out. It's a really windy day today. And so Corbett's getting ready, kind of showing you the process. So we're going to be looking for stuff from the Depression era and for anything that may be remaining of the house site. So, so as we get rigged up, we'll come back and we'll let you know. I'd like to go up Canal State Forest.
What's up, Canal State Forest?
Well, there was an old CCC camp. So during the 30s, well, that was a Civilian Conservation Corps. During the Depression, they had a lot of men that went to work at these camps. They built that area up there. There was also a military training site up there somewhere. Let's go up there and let me show you what I'm talking about up there. But I think back in there is where we'll find something. And there was an old farm site there too. There's some old graves I found back there from the 1700s.
Oh yeah? I didn't know there was anything like that.
Yeah, I'll show you. We're 3/4 of the way up this mountain.
Yeah, but that means we still got a quarter. Why don't you haul her upstairs and tell that man about to give us some damn wings so we can fly?
Oh, Lord, help us. Lord. Lord, help us, please. There's a big old tree right there. Now, we like to look beside big trees like that, don't we, Corbett? Because, let's hear your mountain goat sound. Ah, come on now. Give me a signal. Let me find a gold coin out here. Oh, let me find. All right. All right. What? Here's a little piece of iron, maybe a handle off of a spoon, or we're getting close. I will. I will, but that's a broken piece of.
Well, I got this crappy iron over here. It comes up 26.
So you can see that right there.
I found something just a few minutes ago. Not entirely sure what it is, but I have no idea what that is. We'll figure it out.
I think our key point is up there. Now that's where we got to go climb. See, it doesn't look like that much on this camera, but let me tell you something. It is a long way down, and it's like this.
Actually, 45 degrees.
At least. I think I'm gonna go around this way. You might be better off to go around that way, but let's meet up on the top. There are bear around here, by the way, so. Me too, but it's in my backpack. So.
Good looking out. Man. Call Corbett to go ahead and get a metal detector vest too.
That's right. I need to get one of those. That house site is up there, or there was a campsite or something. Yeah, I believe so. And I believe they came down a road. It's over there. We'll find it. I guarantee. Well, see, I found that beer can here, so obviously people have been up here. They've been up here drinking.
This is public hunting land there.
Okay, well.
Speaking of land, I gotta get up. You gotta talk.
All right, man. All right, folks, we're climbing. Serious climbing. So, as you can see there, we got some really nice rock formations. Now, those overhangs like that, especially overlooking an old road, would probably be a good place for people to stay. Hopefully lay down, loose coins, whatever. It is rough. I mean, it is really rough here. So I'm gonna try to get up in there as far as I can anyways. Yeah, sometimes those tools are good for a lot of things. So as you can see here, I can almost see the outline of a fire. Okay, well, let's see. I'm almost there. Wow. Okay, where are you at? You know, you've really got to have a good stance on the side of this hill. It's way down there, but I think I've got a James shell. It could be, and then again it could not be, but it's looking like an artillery shell of some sort. All right. So you can watch this excavation. It's down there deep. It is pretty much, I am pretty certain That is a James shell, fully intact. It is 100%. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's a James shell. Jesus Christ. Look at that. Would you look at that? That's a James shell. Look at it, man. All right, I gotta be very careful with it. I don't know if it's an explosive head. Most of them are not. Okay, folks, found my first big canister shot right here. If you remember, when I found my artillery shell, my James shell, I have another one just like this. If you lay it on that ding that's in that James shell, this fits perfectly into that ding. This is verifying what I have thought all along, that there was this massive artillery duel. And this area that I'm in right now is a honey hole.
All right, I've been searching around here for a while and ain't found nothing until just now. And it's in that little hole, you can probably see it. I done got eat up by sticker briars. That is a grape shot, as far as I know from my cannon. So James is in this vicinity too, but I don't know exactly where. But he's found one too, so that's two canister shots.
Boy, those are some great shots from the field, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Please remember to watch us on each one of our episodes and give us a like and a follow on both our YouTube channels and our Facebook page. You can find all kinds of cool things watching us on Digging History. And then remember to get your own machine and get off the couch and get to digging. You'll have a lot of fun. You'll learn about a lot of history.
Because you can't find it sitting there.
Because why, Corbett?
You can't find it sitting on the couch. But before you get up off the couch, make sure you go to the YouTube stuff and subscribe so we can get some sponsors.
That's what we need.
That's what we need.
And we want to thank everyone at the West Virginia Library Commission and for all that you do to preserve history. We thank you. And we thank you for our wonderful editor and the lady behind the scenes, Miss Beth Garrigle, who makes this all possible. Hey, look, folks, thanks again for watching us on Digging History. And remember that a day out digging beats a day on the couch. Have a great day.